Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to break down Jenkins, a tool that's been the backbone of software development for, well, a very long time. And we're going to see why it is still an absolute powerhouse you just can't afford to ignore.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big one. Is Jenkins still the king? Then we'll get into what it actually is, how it's changed over the years, check out what a modern pipeline looks like, and then wrap it all up with a super handy cheat sheet.
All right, first up, let's just get right to it, tackle the elephant in the room. In a world jam-packed with new, shiny tools, why on earth are we still talking about Jenkins? And look, it's a totally fair question, right? I mean, you've got things like GitHub Actions and GitLab CI built right into the platforms where our code already lives. So what gives Jenkins its staying power? The answer really comes down to these four pillars right here. First off, it's open source. It's free, and it's backed by this enormous community of people who use it every single day. Second, it is ridiculously extensible. There are thousands of plugins that let it connect to pretty much any tool you can imagine. Third, it's tool agnostic, meaning it doesn't care what tech stack you use. It'll play nice with almost anything. And finally, and this is a huge one, it is mature and battle-tested. The biggest companies in the world have been trusting it for years with their most critical pipelines. Okay, so we've established why it's still so relevant, but what exactly is Jenkins when you get right down to it? Let's talk fundamentals. At its heart, Jenkins is just an automation server. That's it. Its whole job is to take all those repetitive, manual things we do in software, building the code, running tests, deploying it, and just make it all happen automatically. It's the engine that powers continuous integration. Now, its basic setup is brilliantly simple. And this is really the key to how it can scale. You have the controller, think of it as the manager or the brain. It figures out what needs to get done and in what order. Then you have agents. These are the workers. They're the ones doing the actual heavy lifting, which means you can spread the work out and run a whole bunch of jobs at the same time. All right, let's keep moving because this next point is absolutely crucial. You have to understand this evolution to really get what modern Jenkins is all about.
And this slide just nails the biggest shift that's happened in the Jenkins universe. The old way was all about clicking around in a web UI to set up what was called a freestyle job. The modern, and let's be honest, the much, much better way, is defining your entire workflow as code. This means it's repeatable, it's scalable, and you can version control it, just like the rest of your application. So the main thing to burn into your brain is this. When people talk about using Jenkins well today, they are talking about pipeline as code. Your automation logic becomes a file that lives right there in your Git repository, next to your application code. And this whole pipeline as code magic is made possible by one very important standardized file.
So let me introduce you to the Jenkinsfile. This is it. This is the blueprint for your entire automation process. Yeah, it's just a text file, but it holds every single step, stage, and bit of logic for how your code gets from a commit to a deployment. Now, I know you see this and it just looks like code, but it's really designed to be easy to read. You can see the basic structure right here. You've got a pipeline, you tell it to run on any available worker, and then you define a couple of stages, like build and test. Let's just break that down real quick. The pipeline part is just the main wrapper for everything. Agent tells Jenkins where to run the job. Stages is just a list of all the different phases, and each stage inside of it is one logical step, like building your code or running your tests. It's simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Okay, so that's the blueprint, but how does it actually work in a normal day-to-day workflow with tools we all use, like Git and Docker? So here's a classic scenario. A developer pushes some code to Git. That single push instantly triggers Jenkins. It wakes up, checks out the new code, compiles it, runs a whole suite of automated tests to catch any bugs, and then finally, it packages the whole thing up into a Docker container. It's like a safety net for every single code change. And this brings us to one of the most critical parts of any automation: security. You never, ever, ever want to put things like passwords or API keys directly into your Jenkins file. Jenkins has you covered with a built-in secure credentials store to manage all that sensitive stuff safely. All right, let's wrap this up and bring it all home with a quick cheat sheet: the must-knows, the big no-nos, and the key comparisons you're going to want to remember. Think of these as the golden rules for a happy, healthy Jenkins setup.
Number 1, use a Jenkins file for everything. That's pipeline as code. Always let your agents do the heavy lifting to keep your main controller fast. Always use the built-in store for your secrets, and be picky with plugins. Only install what you really need. And for the love of all that is holy, back up your configuration. Seriously, you'll thank me later. And on the flip side, here are the classic traps you want to avoid. Slow builds totally defeat the purpose of getting fast feedback. Too many plugins can start fighting with each other. And like we've said, don't overload your controller, don't hard code secrets, and please don't go back to creating jobs manually through the UI.
So how does it really stack up against the newer tools? This slide lays it out perfectly. Jenkins is self-hosted, right? That means you get ultimate control and customization, but you're also on the hook for all the maintenance. The integrated tools are managed for you, which is super convenient, but you give up some of that fine-grained control. It's a classic trade-off between power and convenience.
So here's the real takeaway. Jenkins isn't old, it's foundational. It gives you a level of raw power and control that a lot of modern tools hide from you. And that leaves us with the one final question you should always be asking yourself. Is that level of ultimate control and flexibility what your project truly needs?